At great risk to my reputation. What reputation, you ask? Obviously, my reputation as a flexible, fluid, and most humble messenger. I will now divulge just how good of a scope dope I really was in the Navy. I'm not bragging, just the facts, ma'am. Then I'm going to tell you why I'm telling you just the facts. Not only did I graduate in the top 10% of my radar A school, but in the fleet on board USS England, captained by none other than John M. Poindexter, Admiral Poindexter, who later became Ollie North's boss, I was the only scope dope assigned to search and detect hostile surface contacts, surface threats to our ship. During general quarters, maximum sweat, the fall of 1974, we left get out of bed, Subic Bay is dead ahead, naval station in the Philippines, to deploy to the South China Sea and join up with the USS Enterprise Carrier Task Group. North Vietnam had the bad manners to rudely invade South Vietnam after the U.S. troop pullout of 1973. In short, Saigon would soon become Ho Chi Minh City. Our ship was about 150 miles north of the Enterprise. It's called Yankee Station. About 20 miles off the coast of Vietnam, just north of the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. I got to see Vietnam painted on a computerized video radar repeater, like few others did, people. The DMZ, it once separated North Vietnam from South Vietnam. My job was to scan the shoreline, looking for the antiquated, from the early 60s, yet deadly Komar-class small missile boats given to the North Vietnamese by the Russians. Those goddamn Russians. See, the Russians were a pain in our ass even way back then. Now these sneaky bastards, the Komar missile boats, slowly crept along the shoreline, making them difficult to detect. And due to the Komar boats' primitive missile launch and targeting, the boats would speed up and make a perpendicular approach at their target to effect the launch. If there was a Komar boat attack approach, all I could do was hit the late detect button on my computerized radar repeater console, the NTDS, and that would lock up our ship's weapons coordinator's tactical console, forcing him to deal with the immediate threat. In other words, if he didn't assign weapons to the threat, me and the rest of the crew could be looking at an unauthorized swim call. They could sink our ship with a perfect hit, or raise total hell with us. Now, fortunately, although I tracked many of the goddamn things, none initiated any kind of an attack. And actually, what was going on back then was the evacuation of Saigon of U.S. Embassy personnel and American citizens. I don't think they wanted to engage. I think they wanted us to get the fuck out of their country once and for all. Come back when you got some money to investments. So after telling you all this, inquiring minds want to know, Dave, why are you telling us all this? Well, I'm glad you asked. 2 reasons. 1, just because a guy made E2 twice doesn't mean he was a total fuck-up his whole time of duty in the Navy. But the second reason, the big reason, stick around, people, because I'm just getting started on Thursday, the 19th of January, 2023. The second reason, nope, I'm not bragging. I was really that good. Nothing got by my radar then, or more importantly, now. It's an issue of credibility, people. It's just that simple. It boils down to an issue of credibility. Yesterday's podcast featured controlled opposition, Joe Rogan, a well-rewarded trader who ensures his massive listening audience will be clueless when it comes to the big picture. He occupies their minds with insignificant details. Now, Joe claims HARP, Hotel Alpha Romeo Papa, is a conspiracy theorist's wet dream. He mocks it as a government plot to control the weather. Well, briefly, what's HARP, people? Let's bring it up here. Source of all knowledge, Wikipedia. The High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, or HARP, is a scientific endeavor aimed at studying the properties and behavior of the ionosphere. Not scientific at all, people. It's a military project, and it's not to study the properties of the ionosphere. It's to heat the ionosphere. Ionospheric heating. Yep. If you were to pay more attention to Dane Whittington, geoengineeringwatch.org, you'd know exactly what this is all about. So, Joe, you're lying no good, dirty. I'm not going to go there. He also mocks chemtrails. stratospheric aerosol injections, the official term. People don't use the term chemtrails anymore in the know. Ignore that man behind the curtain, people. It's not a government plot. They're just clouds. And how did Joe conclude that? Well, you heard him yesterday. Because, drumroll, they look like clouds. That's it. Case closed. Nothing to see here, people. Move along. The next time a kook like Dave Corum points out chemtrails, tell him he's full of shit. And the public does just that. I hear it all the time. But Joe Rogan has credibility, and I don't. Well, gee whiz, gosh damn, Batman. The fact that nothing has gotten by my radar then or now is meaningless. I'm simply full of shit. I guess I have to live with that. But Joe Rogan was a piker. He was a Sunday school picnicker compared to the master deceiver. Oh yeah, Rush Limbaugh. I know I'm slaying a sacred cow here, but tough shit. Too bad, so sad. Your dad. Multi-millionaire with a huge, incredibly huge listening audience that for 3 hours per day, week after week, never gave his massive audience any real news they could use. His solution? Vote harder. Vote Republican. Stay the ground. Go conservative. Now, how's that working out for Americans today, now that we all see the light at the end of that tunnel? And remember, people, it ain't a good light. I would get your ass off the track if I were you. Did Rush prepare any of us for what we're dealing with? Asymmetrical warfare? That sooner than we think will become kinetic warfare? Violence of action? I say no way, yet I'm the one with zero credibility. Just like the poor-ass Canadian Tim, if he didn't see it on NBC Nightly News. It ain't happening, can't happen, won't happen, not here anyway, not now. But me, the humble messenger, says it can happen, and it is happening here and now, and it's only going to get worse. But again, I have no credibility. Well, gosh dang, gee whiz. Now, how bad is it going to get, people? Well, I could tell you, but who's going to listen to me? So I'm going to read just one, now don't get all panicky, just one verse of scripture, Jesus' own words. Does he have credibility? You have to make that call. Stay away from Revelation. I don't need it. I don't need it at all. Let's just go one verse, Matthew 24, verse 22. And except those days be shortened. What days we talking about? The end days, people, ones we're in now. There should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. It's so bad that there will be nothing living, mankind, if there isn't some interdiction spiritually. End of story. That's it in a nutshell. It's a good wrap-up for today's podcast. Man, human, transhuman. All mankind receives 23 chromosomes from their mother, 23 from their father, for a total of 46. But Team Evil wants to introduce a third strand of DNA, changing what the Creator created, man, we talked about that in previous podcasts, into a human, a transhuman. It's called triple helix DNA. Can you say messenger RNA? Can you say that? Oh, I wonder what I'm talking about there. And people, it's still the damnedest thing. Truth concealed in plain view in commercials, no less. Music and movies. Fiction in the news. And the day's coming where we're going to have to talk about the 5G network rollout and the role that plays in Team Evil's plans for all of us. What part of all don't you guys understand? So, let me play from a commercial, the T-Mobile launch, and then I'm going to throw in a freebie. Stay with me, people. I got to jump around here a little bit. Here we go. Listen carefully.
It's working! It's working!
Wow, all kinds of cool pink laser beams or something. Must be 5G beams just flying out of this transmitter, flooding the countryside, heading toward a city, probably near you.
Nationwide 5G is live. Yeah. We're just getting started. Wait until they see what's next.
Wait a minute, we're just getting started? Hey, T-Mobile, you stealing that line from me? But the more important line is, Wait till they see. That's us. Wait till they see what's next. Yeah, I'm sure they got something in store for us. Okay, one more, and this is a freebie. Let me just cue it up over here. Give me a few seconds, people. I got to get to 14. Here we go. Pay attention. I've told you this about television.
Hello, Earth. I'm Alec Baldwin, TV star.
You know, they say TV will rot your brain.
That's absurd.
TV only softens the brain like a ripe banana. To take it all the way, we've created Hulu. Hulu beams TV directly to your portable computing devices, giving you more of the cerebral gelatinizing shows you want anytime, anywhere, for free.
I'm way hacked out because I want you alone.
Mushy mush. And the best part is there's nothing you can do to stop it. I mean, what are you going to do, turn off your TV and your computer? Once your brains are reduced to a cottage cheese like mush, we'll scoop them out with a melon bowl and gobble them right on up. Oops. I think I'm drooling a little. Because we're aliens. And that's how we roll. Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy.
Mocking it. They mock the truth. But it is the truth. And it is concealed in plain view. It's in our commercials. You know where I'm going now, people. I got stuff to do.